What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. In this video, I'm going to be shooting some AR500 target steel with my 338 Lapua. And this AR500 target steel is a 1/2 inch thick. And I want to see if I can penetrate through this target steel with different types of bullets. I'm going to be using hand loads. So I have a 260 grain tungsten core bullet, which is the black tip on the left. And I've hand loaded that to 3,200 feet per second, which comes out to right around 6,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. And then to the right of that, the white tip is a 300 grain Accubond, which I've hand loaded to 2,950 feet per second, which comes in at right around 5,900 foot-pounds. Is a 280 grain Barnes LRX that I've hand loaded to around 3,075 feet per second. And that comes out to 5,900 foot-pounds. So I'm going to be shooting these 3 hand loads, the tungsten core, the Accubond, and the LRX at this AR500 target steel. And I'm going to be shooting from 100 yards away. And the rifle I'm going to be using is a CZ550 custom, and I have a KNP cut rifled barrel that is 26 inches long, and I'm going to be using my Silencer Co. Hybrid 46 suppressor. And this rifle is completely custom. It was put together by my gunsmith, so you're not going to be able to find this in a store anywhere or on Gunbroker. This is a Bell & Carlson stock. I have an Athlon scope, some Alaska arms, quick detach rings, Navratl arms, bolt knob, and I have this Atlas bipod. And I also have some New England Custom Guns iron sights, which is not something you see on a 338 Lapua. So let's see what happens, guys. Do you think these bullets will penetrate through this 1/2 inch thick AR500 target steel? Or do you think they're just going to leave a small dent or maybe just take a little bit of paint off? I'm really curious to see what the tungsten core bullet will do. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to stack 2 of these together. So this way, if the tungsten core bullet penetrates the first one, we'll see if it can penetrate the second one, or if not, how deep it'll go into the second one. But I'm also really curious to see how the LRX will do against this plate. So let's get started and see what happens. All right, guys, 338 Lapua, 260 grain tungsten core, 3,225 feet per second versus 1/2 inch thick AR500 target steel. Let's see what happens. Wow, 32, 33. That's 338 Lapua, 260 grain tungsten core versus 1/2 inch thick AR500 target steel, 3,233 feet per second. Wow, this is insane, guys. Look at that. Just zipped right through the first one, no problem. And then it almost went through the second one. Look at that. Look at the bulge on the back here. That's just insane. Look at that bulge. Almost went through the second one. And look at that hole. That is just crazy. And here's our penetrator. Look at that. That's tungsten right there. Looks crazy. It's not even hot or anything. It's impressive that it was still able to retain most of its shape. That's insane, guys. Look at that. But the first one, it just sliced right through. Wow, that is absolutely insane. Look at that. There's the exit hole. Look at that, just clean hole right through. Wow. Very impressive, guys. Very, very impressive. This was at 100 yards. Wow. All right, guys, so I reset the targets, and let's shoot them with some regular hunting bullets. I got some 280 grain LRX bullets, solid copper. All right, guys, 338 Lapua, 280 grain LRX versus half-inch thick AR500. Let's see what happens. All right, guys, 338 Lapua, 280 grain LRX, 3,075 feet per second versus AR500 steel. Didn't really do much. Look, just left a bunch of copper, but really nothing compared to the tungsten core. Look at the difference. There's the LRX, there's the tungsten. Check that out. And then nothing on the second one. That just looks so wicked. That hole from the tungsten core. Wow. And nothing on the back, obviously. The back looks clean. This is from another test I did, but man, that tungsten core actually even split some of that AR500 steel. You can see this crack right there. That's just insane. Wow. That's crazy. Look at that. So let's take a closer look at that tungsten core. I want to weigh it and see how much it weighs. But there you have it, guys. 338 Lapua versus AR500. Tungsten core just sliced right through, and the LRX didn't do anything. There's no point in me shooting the Accubond, because if the LRX did this, the Accubond is going to make even less of a mark because it's jacketed. But it did leave a small little dent, but nothing major. So let's weigh that tungsten core and see how much that tungsten core weighs. Just wanted to give you guys another close-up look at these plates. This is absolutely insane. Look at that. So this was the LRX, and here's the tungsten core. Look at that. Just zipped right through. That's insane. Look at the exit hole there. Just absolutely ridiculous. And then here's the second one, and that thing almost penetrated through the second one. Look at that. I mean, it actually cracked the metal. If you look closely, you can see there's actually cracks in it. So it almost penetrated through an inch of AR500, guys. That is insane. Look at that. You can actually see the crack there. That's insane. So maybe just another 100 or 200 feet per second, and it would have just punched right through the second one too. That's just ridiculous. So let's weigh this tungsten core and see how much it weighs, because it's my first time using a tungsten core bullet. So here we go. So there's our tungsten core. Look at that. The tip broke off. Okay, but still mostly intact. There's the boat tail. It's pretty cool. Look at that thing. That's just insane. Kept most of its shape. So let's see how much it weighs. Only 80 grains. Wow, that's really light. I would have thought maybe at least 100 grains, maybe 150, but no, just 80 grains. So that penetrator is very, very light. But that's pretty much it for this one, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. AR500 versus 338 Lapua at 100 yards. I'm going to be doing some long range testing with this tungsten core bullet. Next test is going to be at 500 yards and see how far out we can go and still penetrate through one of these plates. And if we don't penetrate at 500 yards, then we'll move closer. But that's going to be the next test. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell icon down below so you get notified when I post these tests. And if you want to see all of my 338 Lapua content and my hand loading content, I'll leave links in the top right corner. And until next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and persevere.